Good evening, ladies, and it's just a little past 5 o'clock here in Eretz Yisrael, Gush Etzion, overlooking the Dead Sea, Malayamos. This is Devorah Yaffa, and welcome to Lights of Emunah. And I have been actually feeling a little under the weather this week, so if I'm a bit on the low energy side, that's why. And maybe the class will even sound better that way, because the more I get myself out of the way, the better. So if having
Refuah Shlema.
Thank you. So just by way of a quick review, and then I want to see if anyone did the homework. But we left off last week. Well, not we left off, but we saw a beautiful source from the Rambam, right, from Or Nevuchim. And just to review that Rambam again very quickly, because it was such a powerful source, this idea of what is the key to having this siyata d'shmaya, this flow in our life, and he just pointed out so beautifully that according to the erech of our das, according to how plugged in we are to this, as we're going to define even more tonight, this we'll call it ein od milvado consciousness. The more I'm plugged into this truth of it's all Hashem, and there's nothing but Hashem, and everything that's happening in my life is all Hashem communicating to me, the more real I am with that truth, the more siyata d'shmaya I will experience in my life. And the Rambam brought the beautiful quote from Tehillim, from David HaMelech, and I'll just say the last couple words again because they're so powerful, this idea, this imagery of you're walking, in the middle of a minefield, right, or a war zone, or just our own personal battles that we always have with our Yetzer Hara, and this idea of, how does he say it, 1,000 will fall to the left and 10,000 to the right. Alecha lo yigash, right, that for you no harm will come to you, right, it shall not come near you. Alecha lo yigash. And what's the key to this call it a cosmic divine force field, so to speak, that surrounds us? Like how can David HaMelech make such a guarantee for us that, people are dropping like flies all around us, 1,000 to your left and 10,000 to your right, but you're going to just walk straight through that minefield? So what's the secret to this, call it cosmic divine shield, so to speak? So the end of this particular Tehillim, it says, Ki bi chashak ve'afaltehu ki yada, ve'askivehu ki yada shmi, right? Which means what? Because he clings to me with desire, I will save him. I will strengthen him, for he knows my name. So the two main words that I want to hone in on here is ki cheshek, right? Ki cheshek, right? Because he clings to me, he desires me. Remember we said way back at the very beginning, if we want to have, what is the key to having this relationship with Hashem? We have to want it. We have to earn it. We have to work for it. We have to desire it. We have to, you see, when we get to Ratzon, this has to be the absolute overpowering desire of everything, is to have this cheshek, this yearning, this, as the Rambam described for us in Hilchos Tshuva, this passionate meshugana, I am obsessed with, I am in love with you, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? When we have that level of cheshek, right, so then it says, I will save him, right, and I will strengthen him, because why? Ki yada shmi, right, because he knows my name. So what does it mean, he knows my name? And this just brings us right all the way back to everything we said the last couple of weeks. What does it mean to know Hashem, to know Hashem's name? And I sent you out, I think earlier this week, the document that I had written up for a previous class, what does it mean knowing Hashem? And I gave you various different shitas that I had come across in my research on this topic. And the one that I think I gave you 5, and the one that we're really honing in on is I think was number 4. If anyone didn't get the sheet, tell me, and I'll definitely email it out again. But this idea of God consciousness.
I don't think I got it.
You don't think you got it? It said knowing Hashem. It should have come out with the recording, but I'll send it to you again.
Okay.
Did anyone else? Rachel, did you get it?
Yes, I got that one. It's in English, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yediat Hashem. It has, yes, it has a number of points. Yeah.
Right. It was just a document that I made personally. Hey, Yehuda, so I'll send it out to you again. No problem.
Send me one too. I also didn't get it.
You didn't get it? Okay.
No.
That's so strange. Okay. All right. No problem. So fine. No problem. So in that, I'm not going to go through all the points right now, but in that document, which I'll send you again, I summarize what are the different approaches of what does it mean knowing Hashem. The one that we're really honing in on in this particular workshop is this idea of, as I'm coming to call it, God consciousness. Knowing Hashem, meaning knowing that, as my teacher Rav Svirsky would always say, knowing that Hashem is right here, right now. What does it mean to know Hashem? And again, we pinpointed 3 main points, which I'll just say again quickly. Knowing, 1, that Hashem is right here, right now. And then these other 2 points are basically just sub-points of that. But what does it mean to really know that Hashem is right here, right now? It's to know that everything Hashem does is for the good, right? That Hashem is Tov, Kel Rachum, V'Chanun, V'Erech Apayim, V'Rav Chesed. And it's also this idea of Hashem is one, which we defined in great detail last week. And also this idea of knowing my name. So again, the name that Moshe Rabbeinu asks Hashem, when I go down to Egypt, who shall I say sent me? In other words, what is your name? Who shall I tell them sent me? Hashem says, tell them I will be sent you, right? What does this mean? Ekia, Asher Ekia, Kashem Shahata Hoseh Imi, Kach Ani Hoseh Imach. Meaning what we just saw from the Tehillim, that again, if you desire me, if you have a cheshek for me, right? So then I will respond to you in kind, right? What does it mean to know my name? That I know that if I trust you, Hashem, and I know that you love me, and I know that you're right here, right now, and I'm plugging into you. Right, so to that degree, the Rambam said to us, that's what opens the channel to Siyata D'Shmaya in our lives. Okay, so that's by way of review. Any questions, real quick, just on the review?
No.
Good. Okay,
fine.
Great. So did anybody try the Enod Novado homework?
I did.
Want to report? Yeah? Okay, let's hear it. Do you mind sharing with the group?
Not at all. I found it very powerful to stop myself and say that and think about it, and it really kept me much, much more in touch. I didn't drift away for as long, and
you didn't what?
That overall had a very positive effect. Excellent.
Did you feel like in a particular situation where you felt like a shifting, so to speak, like where you felt very, an angst or frustration, and then this thing shifted?
Well, it was a very frustrating week in relation to my husband's health and mine.
Okay.
I really, really struggled. I struggled a lot. And I must say that having a very dear friend who's also on the phone helped tremendously.
Wonderful.
But I did come out in the right place.
Good.
You found that having this mabat, this perspective, helped you?
Tremendously, yeah.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you, Yehudis.
Welcome.
Rachel, Gitti, either one of you? And before
I just had a question, Devorah Yaffa. When you say, I wasn't exactly sure whether we were supposed to say the whole nusach from the beginning to the end, or just the part where it says, Ein od milvado, or behold Hashem, until the word unity. I wasn't sure what,
Well,
I thought I would, find more clarity today.
No, for sure. Are you saying it in English, in Hebrew?
Yeah, well, part of my problem was that I couldn't make out all the words in the Hebrew, but then I saw that in the, which source was it? It is in the Hebrew, very clear with all the vowels. So that, I just didn't have time to go through that. Where is it? Let me see. I'm just looking for it.
We're going to go through it tonight, God willing.
Yeah. Sentence by sentence. The Ein Od milvado skula, right? The nefesh hachayim.
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
okay,
so that's what but I just didn't have time to look through it. So I would like to say it in the Hebrew, but is it that whole thing, just the thing that you underlined?
It's really, Well, I tried to go through it and underline the parts that I thought, and we're going to go through it, as a group. But I did try to underline the parts that I thought were the most important to focus on. What I'm calling the homework is really, it's a two-part homework assignment, and that part one is to actually say the tefillah, whether it be in English or in Hebrew, but to take like 5 minutes in the morning, let's say, or whenever it's quiet, and to just go through it and, so to speak, download the words and the thoughts and to have the kavanah like really drilled into you, and to like basically spend 5 minutes doing that, right? So that when you bump up against these frustrating circumstances, right, it's already, so to speak, in your database, so that in a moment, in a challenging moment, then you just say Eino Novado, right? And if you do, as we're going to see, we're going to go through the source, but if you really plug into it and really try to get the meaning, we're going to really spend tonight, that's what I want to do tonight, is to really understand what does this mean, Eino Novado. When we say it, it's not, when I say Eino Novado, it's not an abracadabra,
Right.
Abracadabra, like it's, the point is to mean it, to say it and to mean it and to know what it is you're saying, so that you can really get your head and your heart locked in, and that's what's going to open the channel for the Siyata Dishmaya. Right? So, so let me read you. I'm going to read you now a story. I ended off class last week with the beautiful story from the Brisker Rav Chaim of Brisk, and I wanted to actually read an email that a former student sent me, which will illustrate this, I think, some more. We could read the story from the Rav Chaim of Brisk and think, okay, like if you're like Rav Chaim, so fine. So then, this is shayach for us, and if, but I'm not, first of all, I'm not Rav Chaim, and I'm not running away from Nazis, and yet we still, on our level, whatever challenges we have, I may not be running away from Nazis, but we're all running away from whatever it is, our Yetzer Haras and whatever it is that's challenging us. So I want to just read you this email from one of my students to show you, that even us, simple folk, we can definitely plug into this. So this is from my student. Her name is Sarah, and she writes me the following. Sure, I never got a chance to write to you about my Eino Novado moment as a result of your class. My daughter, who is sick today, just woke up, so I have to run. Okay, I would like to write of my experience, but for now, basically, I was having one of those I'm ready to crack moments. It seemed as if there was a dizzying whirlwind of chaos flying around me. As I remembered you say, just try it, I mentally took a step back and forced myself to concentrate on the fact that Hashem was with me right here, and that Hashem was actually sending this whirlwind as a message to me. As I tried to hear Hashem's voice inside of me, I felt a barrier-like wall drop, as if I just took a heavy coat off. This entire process took seconds. All of a sudden, I wasn't looking at the scene with the same pair of eyes anymore. I calmly walked over to the two boys bickering, and with love for both, I saw the bloodlust dissolve like ice in warm water. She's a great writer. I extended my arms to the two that were crying and pulling my skirt, and then they just all of a sudden left the room to go play in the other room. In a matter of minutes, I found myself alone in the kitchen and was able to make dinner quickly and quietly. My soul was silenced by the awe of connection, and my mind was so grateful that the scene did not take the path I thought it would, one of anger, frustration, and screaming, a giant chasm between me and Hashem. Yeah, so I just thought that was a beautiful
That's beautiful.
example. Isn't that beautiful? That was a former student from one of my former series. And so that's really it. That's that it was. We're going to see when we get more and more into the avoda that what we really want to be able to get to is that, again, in a moment's notice, you can flick the switch from being unconscious to being God conscious. That's really what we're trying to get to. So what I gave you as the homework was, you know what, just when you bump up against those frustrating moments, just try it. Just say Ein Od Novado. And again, the more you understand it and the more you feel it and the more it's real for you, the more you're going to see, God willing, these shifts take place. I want to know, let's see, Nadia, are you on the call? Nadia had an Ein Od Novado dream that she shared with me that I wanted her to share with the class. Nadia, if you do come on, so please let me know, because I would love for you to give that example also. Okay, any other examples? Gitzi, did you try it?
Yeah, but not for long yet. I only listened to the class on Friday.
Say again?
I only listened to the class on Friday.
Okay. Okay, all right. But you're clear on the homework? We're going to do the homework. This isn't just a week-by-week homework. This is a lifelong assignment. But okay, so good. All right, so let's go forward a little bit. So again, we're trying to really wrap our arms around this idea of what does it mean, Yichud Hashem, right? Remember the Rosh Hashiva of Noach Weinberg Zatzal, he gave us 4 points. Again, point number 1, Hashem is one and not two, right? Hashem has no parts. Hashem is not changing, right? We said that the first 3, even the Goyim can basically intuit, but that the main point that Rav Noach points out that the Jewish people really brought to the world was the wisdom, was the insight, so to speak, of this idea of there is nothing but Hashem, right? But the whole world he described is in Hashem, which he calls Hamakom, right? So what does it mean, Hamakom? Not that Hashem is inside the universe, but rather that the entire universe and everything, you, me, we are all within Hamakom. And this is a very lofty concept, which I personally don't feel terribly qualified to explain. So I'm going to turn now to several sources and allow Reb C. Meir to explain it for us and Bill Bobby to explain it for us. And I really hope you ladies had a chance to print out the scans this week so we can look through this together. I know it's going to be a lot of Hebrew, but hopefully that's okay for everyone. Yes, mm-hmm. I want to turn first to the source from Reb C. Meir Zilberberg. Are you ladies familiar with who this is? I only found out about him from Reb Moshe Weinberger, but he's a very special tzaddik who lives, I think, in Yerushalayim. And
what is his name again?
Reb C. Meir. I'm not sure if it's Zilberberg or Silverberg. Anybody know? Is it you know?
Zilberberg.
Is it yeah? With a Z, with a Zion. Okay.
Would it be?
Yeah, Zilberberg, right? So I think he lives in Mea Shearim. Is that right? I'm not sure, but somewhere in Jerusalem. And Reb Moshe Weinberger quotes from him all the time. So he has a beautiful series of Sfarim called Sichos Hitchaskus, right? Conversations of Hitchaskus, of Chizuk. And just his words are just gorgeous. So I want to go through the first source that I scanned for you. Do you ladies have it in front of you? It should say, it's from Parshas Toldos, and it should say Reish Kaf on top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes.
So he's basically, rather than me and my very limited vocabulary trying to explain what is this idea of Hamakom, so I'm going to let Reb C. Meir and Rav Schwartz really try to flush this out for us more, and then we can discuss it. Okay, so he's commenting from Parshas Toldos, which we read a couple weeks back, right? We're already up to Yosef Atzadik. So back when Yitzhak was giving the brachas, right, to Yaakov and to Esav, so one of the brachas that he gives to Yaakov is this bracha of Yatein Lecha Elokuso. Right, so he's commenting on what does this mean, this bracha, right? And he will give to you elokus. What does that mean? So go to the first. Let's see, on the right-hand column where it says Yadua Mechazal. You ready to see where I am? The paragraph starts Yadua.
Wait, where is that again? Sorry.
It's on the right-hand column.
Mm-hmm.
The paragraph starting with the word Yadua.
Okay.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
You got it, Yehuda?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay, great. Okay, so what does this mean, right? V'yaten lecha elokuso. That's what he's going to explain from the brachas. Yadua mechazal u'metzadikim zichron yigin aleinu shemi'ikarei avodat ha'avos hakodosh haya likvosh haderech l'klal Yisrael l'kol yachid v'yachid. Okay, so we understand from Chazal and from our tzaddikim that all of the foundations, all of the essential aspects of our avodas Hashem, right? The avos basically carved out for us, right? They were the ones who carved out the way, right, for all of Klal Yisrael and for each individual, right? L'kol yachid v'yachid. Right? In other words, anything that we know of from our personal avoda and our avoda as part of Klal Yisrael, we inherited from the avos. Okay, now skip down. Let's see, from there, another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines where it starts the kamo. Yeah. Okay. Starting the kamo. The kamo shebe'olam hazeh milamala nir'eh rak eretz v'karka v'afar. Okay, so in this world, if you're looking from above, so what appears is only earth and land and dust. Yeah, the ein roim shum mayim, and we don't see any water, right? Mikol makom im misalkim ha'afar v'ha'aretz v'chofrim mitgalim mayim chaim. Right, so he's giving us like a mashal to understand this. Yeah, how do we get to this ein od novado space? So he's saying if you're looking from above, so all you see is dirt, all you see is ground, karka, land, yeah? But if we're able to somehow remove the dust and the earth, and we dig down deep, so there we'll discover mayim chaim, right? Live waters. Mayim amukim, deep waters. Okay, now I'm at the top on the left-hand column. Okay, the kamo came to emes hakol hanhagas Hashem Yisbarach. Right, so what does it mean if we really dig down deep? Right, we'll discover mayim chaim, mayim amukim. Yeah, that really, in truth, everything is the hanhaga, is the manner of running the world of Hashem. Right, ein od novado. Right, there's our ein od novado. So what does this mean? Efes zulato rak she'ein mirei. Ve'in misalkim hachitzoniyut v'hakisulim v'hama'alimim mitgalei hanhagas Hashem. Right? So what does it mean, ein od novado, according to Reb Sumer? That everything, right, it's efes zulato, there is nothing but him, but what? But it's not the way it appears. Right? That if we're looking at the world around us at all, we just see the chitzoni. We just see the outer expression, right, of whatever it is in front of us, right, and the coverings and everything that covers over the truth. And if we can somehow peel away at these coverings, so there we would discover, right, Hashem, Hanhagas Hashem. Yeah? Okay, now go down another 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. Okay, we're going to say, go ahead.
Could you translate while you read? Could you translate while you read?
I am, aren't I?
No.
What didn't I translate? I said,
I don't know, you read it.
It doesn't appear like this. Ve'im misalkin, and if we peel away or we take misalek.
No, afterwards you did, but if you just translate while you're reading it, I should understand what you're saying.
You would rather I not translate while I read? I'm not sure what you're saying.
Stop after every few words and translate. Don't read the whole thing and then say it in English.
You want me to translate? You want me to read a little Hebrew and then translate a little and then translate instead of sure, no problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, so so what is he saying? Yeah, you're following along with the Hebrew though as I'm going, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so everything is Hashem, right? But efesulato, right? Go down to ein od novado, efesulato, right? There's nothing but him. Rak she'ein mirei. It doesn't appear that way, right? It doesn't seem that there's nothing but Hashem. Right? So how does it appear? Ve'im misalkim hachitzoniut. But if we peel away like this outer layer, chitzoni means outer, right? If we peel away the externalities, right? The hakitsuim, like which means coverings, right? And the hama'alimim, right? La'aleim is to like disappear, really. So I guess I'm not sure exactly what it means in this context, but it's another way of saying covering over. Right? So if we peel away at all of these coverings, so there we would discover, right, mitgalei hanhagas Hashem. We would discover that it's all being run by Hashem. Okay? Yeah, so now let's go down 1, 2, 3, 4 lines where it says Vehichnisu. You see where I am? It says Vigilu hamayim chaim, right, and the live waters are revealed. And then it says Vehichnisu hakoach l'kol yachid v'yachid v'klal Yisrael. Right? So this ability, right, was this koach, it's a koach, this power, this ability Hashem put into every individual within Klal Yisrael, right? Sheyachol l'salek kol hakisuim, right? That we all contain within us this koach to peel away at the external layers, right? And we can reveal, we can peel away at these coverings. Right? So what does it mean, hakoach, hichnisu hakoach, l'kol yachid v'yachid? Meaning that Hashem put inside of each and every Jew, right, kol yachid v'yachid, every single one of us, we have inside of us this power to see what's real, to see what's really in front of us, and to be misalek. Again, misalek means to remove, to remove all that's covering the truth of Einod Novada. Where else did we see that? We saw that with the Ramchal, right, with the Derech Eitz Chaim, where he says, right, that there's nothing that weakens the Yetzer like consciousness, yeah, but it's covered up like a piece of coal. And then he said, but Hashem put in man the ability to be conscious. Right, so we have this Einod Novada. We have it inside of us. It's there, but what? It's covered over, right? But Hashem, He gives us the koach. He gives us the ability to remove the coverings. Okay, so that's where I am. L'salek kol hakisuim, yeah, u'lahargish b'birur, and to feel clearly, tamid, always, the kol matzav u'b'chol makom uzman, yeah, in every situation, in every place, and in every time, she'ein od novado, that it's all Hashem. There's nothing else but Hashem. The liyot davuk b'makor hachaim, right, and to attach ourselves to the source of life, chai hachaim, right, the life of all lives. Yeah, and okay, and I wanted to skip now to the last sentence in that paragraph. It says, "V'zeh hakoach hinchil Yitzchak Avinu leYaakov Avinu," and where do we get this koach from? Right, this koach to reveal the coverings, to remove the coverings. Right, so this koach, this ability, was inherited to us, was bequeathed to us from Yitzchak Avinu. Right, when he blessed his son Yaakov, and he gave him the bracha, right, the Eitz HaBrachos, the Yiten Lecha Elokuso, right, this bracha of, and Hashem will give you, He will give you Elokuso.
You should,
can you go on mute? Nadia, if that's you, can you go on
I think
mute?
you should mute us.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'll do a group mute. Hold on one second. Okay, I just did a group mute, so whoever just popped on, if you want to say hi in a couple minutes, please feel free. And if anyone has a question or anything, you can just do a *6 and unmute yourself. Okay, and so I just want to, again, where did we get this koach, this ability to have this Einod Novado consciousness? So this was the bracha that Yitzhak gave to his son Yaakov when he says, V'yaten lecha Elokuso. And what does that mean? I don't know if I scanned this for you, but it's just one sentence on the next page, which says, what does it mean? V'yaten lecha Elokuso, shenuchal legalot hanhaga ha'elokis sheyesh b'kol davar. Right? That he gave him the ability to reveal, right, in all of the hanhaga and all of the ways of the world, right? The Nekuda Elokis, this point of godliness that is found in everything. Right? So basically what Simer is pointing out to us is this ability, this koach, this I don't even know how to say it, but this ability, really, koach is an ability, the strength that we have to plug into this Einod Milvado consciousness. We inherited this from Yaakov Avinu. This is the bracha that Yitzhak gave to Yaakov, that you're able to remove, you're able to strip away. We can, so to speak, if you just picture whatever illusion is going on around you, and you just take this pin and you just pop the illusion going on around you and just go pop, like it's not real, right? What does it mean it's not real? It means that whatever is going on, he says, kol matzav, kol makom, kol zman, every situation, every place, every time, yeah, it's all Elokus. It's all Hashem. It's all really Hashem communicating to me and wanting to draw something out of me. And that's how Hashem talks to us, is through whatever situations we find ourselves in. Okay, so that's by way of Reb Tzvi Meir. Any questions on that? Otherwise, I want to go on to Rav Schwartz. All this is to really try to give us a handle on what does this mean, this idea of hamakom, right? That somehow the whole universe and everything inside of it, including, all of us on this phone call, we are all inside kiviyachol hamakom. We are all inside the place, right? What does it mean, the place? That Hashem is the place of the universe. So I'm going to allow Rabbi Schwartz to really explain this to us even further. Yeah, so maybe I'll go through the few sources from Rav Schwartz, and then I'll open it up for questions, okay? So I'm now quoting from page, go to your next source. It's the top, should say Tzadik Daled. This is from Bilvavi Mishkan Evnei, which is, again, Rabbi Itamar Schwartz, building a sanctuary in the heart. And he's going to really, again, try to flush out for us even more what is this idea of Einod Milvado, what does this mean, knowing Hashem. Okay, so if you ladies are with me, I'm reading where it says Kuf Kaf Chetz, the paragraph that starts Kasher, and go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lines where it says Adam Zeh. I'll wait a minute or so just to make sure everyone has the place. If you don't have the place and you're not sure
what did you say, Devorah Yaffa, Kuf Kaf Chet or Hey?
Kuf Kaf Chet.
Okay. Have it. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
You can stay on, Rachel. I like hearing breathing in the background.
Okay.
Okay, so where it says, starting from Adam. Okay, do you see where I'm reading from? 1, 2, 3, 4, the fifth line where it says Klomar Adam.
Mm-hmm.
You see where I am? Okay. So he's going to really describe for us more in these next couple paragraphs, Kuf Kaf Het, and then we'll go over to Kuf Kaf Hey. What is the persona, so to speak, of someone who lives with this Einod Milvado consciousness? Like, what is that person? Who is that person? And that's what he's going to describe for us now. Okay, Adam Zeh Yachol Lehitkasher LeKodesh Baruch Hu Lo Rak Min Limud HaTorah V'Kiyum HaMitzvos Bilvad. A person can connect himself to Hashem, right? Not only from learning Torah or fulfilling mitzvahs, right? That's not the only way for us to connect to Hashem. Ela, rather, Hu Chai B'Bechinas B'Chol Darkecha De'ehu. Right, but rather he lives in this concept of, quote, B'chol darkecha dehu, which means in all of his ways, in all of your ways, know him. What does that mean, in all of your ways, know him? Okay, so he's going to explain. B'chol drachav mamish, in all of his ways, mamash, really. Hu yodea et HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He knows Hashem in everything. What does that mean? Right, and again, he's pointing out what I said last week. Yediyah melashon chibur v'hit dabkus kiyadua. Right, Yediyah is coming from the language of connection, of chibur. right, and attachment as is known. And he's referring back to, again, where it says in the Chumash that Adam yada et ishto Chava, when it says Adam knew his wife Chava. So this idea of das is implying, again, this idea of intimacy, that this connection, this devekis, this attachment with Hashem, it's all in this language of intimacy, right, that we're meant to have an intimate relationship with Hashem. Okay, so hu yodeh et HaKadosh Baruch Hu u'mitchaber elav, and he connects to him. Zu avodoto shel ha'adam. This is the avoda of a person. Okay, now this is the part to really underline. So how do we bring ourselves into this Einod Novado place, right? He says, Lishlo et kol mar'e einav sheroim et hachitzoniyot, right? So it means that we have to negate the vision before our eyes that we see. All we see in front of us is the outside, is the outer layer, right? Is the external. Chitzoni means external. So we have to negate it. Again, it's like popping the bubble of this illusion. Somehow I have to negate that what I'm seeing before my eyes has any real intrinsic reality to it. So we have to negate that. Lishlo means negate. Lishlo et kol marei einav sheroim et hachitzoniyot, right? Et hanivraim, right? That sees the externals, the created things, right? The creatures. Uledabek atzmo b'kol et b'kol sha'ah v'nekudat ha'pnimiit shel hakol. Right? And so there's two steps here. First, I have to negate that what I'm seeing in front of my eyes, this external image, illusion, we could call it, that I see before my eyes, that it has any kind of intrinsic, independent value in and of itself, right? And then I have to attach myself, or the Bekatzmo, attach himself in every moment, in every hour, to the Nekudat HaPnimit, to the inner point, right? Which is what? Shehu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay, so what I see with my eyes, I'm just seeing the chitzoniut. I'm just seeing the outer, external, physical layer of whatever's going on. But if I really look deeply into whatever it is, into whoever it is, into whatever is going on around me, if I aim for this nekuda pnimit, I'm looking for this inner point that connects everything together. What's that inner point? Hu HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That is Hashem. Okay, now let's go to the paragraph before, which you said, Rachel, you had, which is Kuf Kaf He, and he's going to explain this even more. Okay, so I'm reading now from page Dovavi Tzadik Beis, or it says Kuf Kaf He. Rachel, just since you're unmuted, do you have it?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Okay, great. Yeah, I hear you.
Good.
Great. Okay, so now I'm reading. You see where the brackets are, where it says who Eino Roeh? Yeah, okay, great. So again, now he's going to give us, what's this mabat? What is this personality of someone who walks around with this Einod Novado perspective? Like, what does this person look like? Okay, so he says the following. He describes it like this. Hu eino roeh domem atzmi. Right? He doesn't see a rock, right, in and of itself, an independent rock. Ela et HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'kirbo. Right, but he sees, like, again, the elokus. He sees the Hashemness, so to speak, inside of it. Hu eino roeh someach atzmo. Right, atzmi. Sorry, he doesn't see any plant that's independent. Ela et HaKadosh Baruch Hu b'kirbo. But what does he see? Hashem, who is inside of it. V'chein b'chai u'medaber. And so with an animal or with a person. V'lekach la'olam ein lo esek atzmi im shum nivra. Right? And really, with everything in the world, he doesn't have any involvement with anything, with any created thing as having any independence whatsoever. Right? Ein lo esek atzmi im shum nivra. He doesn't have any independent dealings with anything that's created. Eila ima kadosh baruch Hu. He's just dealing like yashar, straight to Hashem, right? Whatever is going on, again, this is Hashem speaking to me. Ulagabav kol devar hu kiviyachol lavush laborei olam. And everything, right, is really a lavush, is really a garment, right, for Hashem. V'hu eino mitasek im halavush, hanivra, right? And so this person does not involve himself with the garment, with the lavush, right? With whatever the created thing is. Ela im mulbash. Rather, he's going straight for the mulbash, for the one who's wearing the garment. Yeah, im HaKadosh Baruch Hu, with Hashem. V'lakach kechol davar shenif'al. And so it is with everything that's activated in the world. Hu eino roe ele shehu yisbarach shemo pa'al hadavar. Right? He doesn't see anything other than Hashem who is activating this thing. V'lo kol gorem acher klal v'klal. And there is no other cause at all, right? Kol golem, there's no other golem, there's nothing else causing, moving, anything klal v'klal whatsoever. Now one who has this mabat, who has this perspective on life, Surat Chaim Zu, right, his form of life, he mishaneh et kol tzurat chayav shel ha'adam. Having this perspective, it's going to change your the entire way you live your life, the whole manner with which you live your life. Hu yotze mitzura chaim shel chitzoniut. He pulls himself out from seeing the world from this external perspective, right? Shel nivraim, right? I'm just like a creature. Udebek b'tzurat chaim pnimit, and he attaches himself, right, to an inner life, right? Shel borei, of the Creator. Ve'ein lo esek u'masa u'matan be'olam klal ela imo yisbarach shemo. And he doesn't have any involvement or any masa u'matan, like any negotiation in the world with anything except for yisbarach shemo, except with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. Yeah? Okay. So that's by way of trying to get a handle on this idea of hamakom, of Eino Novado. I'm going to read one more thing from Bilvavi, but before I do that, is there any questions, discussion points? Is what I just said clear?
Yeah, I have a question, but maybe I should save it till after you do the last piece.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. So that's Bilvavi's and Rav Sia Meir's, their words, which again I just thought was much better than me trying to explain this idea of hamakom. We also said last week, I want to just bring one more source from Bilvavi because he touches on this point of anger, right? That remember we saw in the English Sefer of Building a Sanctuary in the Heart, where Bilvavi says, you want to know where you are, so to speak, on the Emunah Richter scale, right? So look at your anger barometer. Yeah, that if you find yourself getting angry all the time, so that's a pretty good indication that your Emunah is not so high. Right, and if you find yourself, able to respond to certain situations without flying off the handle, that's a pretty good indicator that your Emunah is pretty high. Or as Rob Berkowitz, he calls it, Emunah shebepoel, right? That it's not enough to just have my Emunah be in my head, to have these nice, lofty ideas. Okay, I just described for you what does it mean, Einod Novado, and this, this man who walks around and he's able to negate all of the externals and he can see through to the panemius of everything. That all sounds very nice, right? But in the heat of a moment, can I really remember and can I really plug in to the fact that, again, Hashem is right here, right now. Hashem loves me. Whatever's going on, it's all for the good. Hashem is one. Einod Novado. This is just Hashem communicating to me. I'll give you an example from just this morning. This is I have to be honest, a not Einod Novado experience, but I had a terrible morning with my daughter. And it was just awful. And I guess I got up on the wrong side of the bed, and she got up on the wrong side of the bed, and the two of us just clashed like we really haven't clashed like that in quite a while. And when I finally collected myself, after the experience, and I was just like, whoa. What just happened here? Here I am, not only do I know this, and am I, I'm researching this and I'm learning about this, but I'm teaching this over and I'm sharing, all this wisdom. And she's just completely whacked me out. And the two of us, we were just yelling and screaming at each other. And I'm saying things that I didn't mean. And she certainly said things that she didn't mean. And it was the most, non-Eino Novado experience. I haven't experienced that in a long time. So on the one hand, I can say it's been a long time since I've, flown off the handle like that. So that's good. That means this is somewhat seeping in, On the other hand, it means that, I haven't internalized this enough to the point where, she still pushes my buttons. So, so what does that tell us? So for one thing it's telling me is that it's a good thing that I am, teaching these classes, because if nothing else, I have to hear myself say this over and over and over again so that I get it really clear inside myself. But what happened in that moment? Where did I go? And again, in that moment, I was entirely unconscious. I was entirely unconscious. I didn't say any of my novados. I didn't say my shizitsia. I just was completely sucked in to her negative energy, and it was terrible. And my whole day was like, I'm just whatever. I'm still recuperating from it. But so that's, I guess I say that by way of example of a non-Eino Novado experience, but it's just to make this very real. I want to read now actually from Bilvavi, because he's touching on this point of, when the smoke cleared and she left for school, I knew it wasn't my daughter. I mean, yes, she's still responsible for her actions, right? And we're going to read this inside in a moment, but, it's not that she's completely blameless for the things she said or the things she did, but clearly this is a situation that Hashem is communicating something very clearly to me, that I'm, for one thing, that I haven't really internalized this as much as I thought I had, right? And there's, as much as I could, get angry at my daughter, really, I had to just take a step back and realize, who's the one sending me this whole scenario? So that's what I want to read you now in Bilvavi. So go to page Sadik Aleph. He's basically giving us this example in Hebrew of what he said last week of how we can use anger as a way of seeing where we're at on this.